Hello everyone, this is GL from GL Tech School. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to install Anaconda distribution on your computer. So basically what we're going to do in this video, we're going to set up our environment for machine learning and data science. If you want to do any machine learning and data science project, you need to have necessary tools and packages in order to create them. So that's the things we're going to do in this tutorial. So Anaconda is a free and open source distribution for Python and all programming languages. The basic idea of Anaconda is to make people to install all of the necessary package and tools for machine learning and data science with one single click. Anaconda Free comes with 1,500 packages selected from PyPy and Conda packages. There are two mechanisms are available in Anaconda. Those are called pip installations and Conda installation. So if you want to install anything, you can use both of them to install. So we're going to see them later in this tutorial. So now let's install Anaconda. Okay, alright. In order to install it in your computer, fire up your browser and type download Anaconda. And then visit the first web page which is up here on the Google search and click download. It is just a basic installation and you can install it by clicking next like you install media player on your computer. And there are two versions available, 3.7 and 2.7, and I'm going to select 3.7 because I'm going to use 3.7. This is the latest version of Python, and there are 2-bit versions available. If your computer is 32-bit, just click this one. According to your computer operating system bit, select your software. Once you click it, it will download as usual software application. I have already downloaded this application, therefore I need to download it again. So once you download it, open up the setup file and it will take some time to open. Then click run and you can see the file is extracting. Now next, and I'm going to install this Anaconda in my all users because I have multiple users on my computers. But if you have only one user, you can click just for me, or you can install it all users require admin privileges. Okay, and click next and it will ask admin privileges, yes. Then after that, click next and click this add Anaconda to system part. So what we'll do, it will automatically add the necessary part to the advanced settings, the variable environment variable. So therefore you don't need to do anything. You don't need to add manually. It will automatically add parts for you, and click install. Then it will take some time to install this package in your computer. So I'm going to pause the video. After the installation complete, I will come back. Okay, now the Anaconda has been installed on my computer successfully, and you can see the completed. It's completed. Now I have to click next and finish. Okay, so it will file up some web pages, close everything, and in order to test it, you have to open CMD and type Python, and you can see the Python 3.7 from Anaconda distribution. So now the Anaconda has been installed on this computer successfully. In order to test it, I can write some Python code to test it. So I'm going to type hello world, and you can see it printed it back. So I can do some math like 5.6 and it works fine. So the next thing is we're going to learn a new feature called create virtual environment. Okay, alright, I think it's time to talk about little bit about creating Anaconda environment. Anaconda environment is nothing but it's a container, or it's a wrapper which wraps some dependencies and packages into one cell. For example, just take, okay, I don't use Anaconda. I installed Python manually. I didn't use Anaconda for an instance. So I have a project now. I'm working on a project called face recognition app. So I have installed Python 3.6 and opencv tensorflow. So sometimes my Python got corrupted. So what I need to do, I have to reinstall Python. But if you have have installed Anaconda, if you use the features conda environment, you can simply remove that environment and you can get back on coding with another environment. You can easily create it like that. You can create conda environments separately for projects, and you can see there are two environments here. One is for machine learning, one is for web scraping, and one is using Python 3.6, one is using Python 2.7. Just think, we have using both versions into one distribution that is called Anaconda. Like that Anaconda manually comes with base environment, that is the main environment. So if you install lots of package in base environment, what will happen? Sometimes if you install any buggy packages on base environment, it will corrupt it. If it's corrupted, you need to install the Anaconda again, or you need to install the Python again. In order to sort out those kinds of issue, Anaconda distribution has introduced a new feature called create environment, which means create separate section or create separate container for each project. So you can install NumPy 1.7 into one environment, and you can install NumPy 1.6 for one environment. This means you can install, you can have many packages in different kinds of version in different kinds of wrapper or container. So this is the basic idea of create Anaconda environment. Now we're going to create an Anaconda environment for this computer. Okay, in order to create a conda environment, you need to fire up cmd and type conda create and the name of the environment. So I'm going to name it as -n, and I'm going to name it as gl assistant. So you can give any names you want. For example, if you're building a face recognition app, what you need to do, you can give face recognition. Or if you're building something in machine learning, you can type machine learning or whatever you want. Or if you want to give your name, you can do it. So I'm going to install Python 3.7. So what I did here, I want to create a conda environment with the name of gl assistant with the Python version of 3.7. So if I hit enter, it will take some time. It will take some time to install it. It normally takes 1 or 2 minutes. So we need to wait. Okay, right now we have successfully created the GL assistant environment. In order to see how many environments we have in our conda distribution, we can simply issue this command such as conda im list. It will print out all of the environment that you have in your Anaconda distribution. But you can see there are two environments. One is base environment, another one is GL assistant, which we created 3 minutes ago. So I'm going to activate the GL assistant environment. In order to activate, I can issue the command activate GL assistant. Okay, now we have successfully activated GL assistant. In order to see what are the dependencies we have inside GL assistant, we can issue the command conda list. It will print conda list. It will print out all of the dependencies that we have inside the GL assistant. Now we can see we have pip and Python and with the version and so on and so forth. In order to install a new dependencies, we can use two commands. One is conda install, another is pip install. Now I'm going to install opencv in this environment. So in order to install it, I have to type pip install Python opencv. Okay, I have to wait some 2 minutes or 3 minutes in order to install it. I guess it would be pip install opencv Python. Okay, this is the correct command to install opencv in your distribution, and it will automatically download the package from the computer and it will install on your computer. So we have to wait. The opencv library has been successfully installed on my GR assistant environment. In order to test it, just type python, then import cv2. So you can see we have successfully imported cv2. It's opencv. It's a computer vision library we use to develop computer vision application and so on and so forth. Okay. And we can notice one thing: the computer vision library, which is opencv, has been installed only on GR assistant environment. For example, if I deactivate this environment, if I type python and try to import opencv, try to import cv2, which is the import command for opencv, now you can see no module name cv2. The reason, because that opencv has been installed on GR assistant. This is what I already told you. This is what I already told you, that environment is just like container or wrapper. We can install whatever application we want, or if you don't want, we can delete them at once. So that's it. Alright guys, we have successfully installed Anaconda on our computer. Then we have successfully created a virtual environment called GR Assistant. On that virtual environment, we have successfully installed opencv. Opencv is a computer vision library for making computer vision application. Okay, now I have come up with some necessary packages and dependencies. In order to start machine learning, we have to install these packages. We can see we have many packages such as TensorFlow, Keras, pytorch, pytx, nltk. So in order to install them, we can easily install these guys. For example, if you want to install TensorFlow, just open cmake and you can type pip install TensorFlow. Before you install it, you have to select your environment. For example, according to my case, I need to type activate GR assistant, then and pip install TensorFlow. So I'm going to give you a small introduction to this some of the library. So you can see the TensorFlow is developed by Google. It is the best and popular machine learning framework among all of them. For example, if you want to develop an object detection model, you can collect bunch of objects, such as we're going to create a dog or cat classifier. You need to collect lots of images of dog and lots of images of cat, and you can label them. And after that, you can train an object detection model by using TensorFlow API, by using inception learning method. Like that, you can use many types of things in order to start with machine learning. But Keras is an easy implementation of TensorFlow, and pytorch is developed by Facebook, and so on and so forth. I'm gonna give you a simple example how you can install one. Okay, in order to install the dependencies, first you have to select where you want to install it. So I want to install it on my environment, GR Assistant. Then I type I'm gonna install the SQLite. So if install and db SQLite 3. So if I type it, it is going to contact the PyPy website, and it is going to download the content from it, and it is going to install it. And you can see it is downloading the content. Then after that, it will install it on my environment. So in order to see, you can see import SQLite 3. Okay, now it's working. So if I exit it, if I deactivate this, and if I import SQLite in base environment, SQLite, it never works because that SQLite has been installed on my GR Assistant environment. So this is the short introduction to the environment. Alright guys, we have successfully installed Anaconda on our computer. Now I'm gonna give you some recommendation for text editors. There are lots of text editors that you can use for Python, but personally I'm gonna recommend Visual Studio Code and Sublime Text because it is free. Those are completely free. You don't need to pay any money for them, and that is enough to build complex project. For example, the Visual Studio Code, it's about 100 megabytes of file. I'm not telling you to install Visual Studio. It is Visual Studio Code. It is a lightweight text editor which is by Microsoft. Then Sublime Text Editor, it's enough to write Python code. And I'm going to give you another recommendation, that is Kite. Kite is an autocomplete engine. For example, if you want to write faster coding, you have to use Kite. Kite will automatically complete your sentences, automatically complete your coding parameters. For example, if you type something, it will give you much information about the parameters, what you need to put inside the parameter. Then it will also autocomplete your sentences. So in order to install them, these are very basic installation. You can go ahead and download Visual Studio Code, and you can download from this website. Or if you want to install Sublime Text Editor, just type Sublime Text Editor 3 and you can download from this link. And you can also Kite for Python, so you can install from this website. So these are very basic installation. You don't need to do any configurations in this installations part. Okay, I think we have come to the end. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna upload many AI and ML related content on this YouTube channel. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and have a nice day.